Today for our monster project, you're going to need a pencil, oil pastels, and a construction piece of paper that's about 9 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. Our monster project is based on an artist named Niamh Sharkey. She is from Ireland and has been a member of the Illustrators Guild in Ireland for several years. She is well known for all her illustrations and her children's picture books. Her most famous one is after a monster named Henry, and it was so inspirational that they decided to sign her and make a cartoon series that she helped create and edit for Disney Junior called Henry Huggle Monster. For our monster project, we're going to start by looking at some examples on the left-hand side to see maybe what kind of monster we want. Now we're going to be capturing these monsters. We're going to capture them in a mason jar. So we're going to start off by drawing our mason jar first and then our monster second. So go ahead and get your pencil, and we're going to use the pencil just to make our lines at first, and then you're going to use your oil pastel to go over the lines. But from the start, I actually have to use this white one, otherwise you won't see my lines. But you're going to start out with a pencil, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to draw our mason jar. Now our mason jar is going to be about the size of our hand. It's going to be nice and tall. So let's go to the top of our paper and put down 4 fingers and put a little line at the top. Again, I'm going to just draw a little line here to make it darker with the white. Okay, so after we have 4 fingers, let's go and do a whole hand from the bottom. Well, actually, no, let's do 4 fingers from the bottom as well. And go ahead and draw another line like that. This is going to be the bottom of our mason jar. So to draw our mason jar, the first thing is we're going to go ahead with your pencil. Do it with your pencil first. And we're going to draw a really skinny oval. It's going to look something like this, a really skinny oval with your pencil. After you draw this little skinny oval, it's almost about 4 or 5 finger widths wide. So if you're 4 or 5 finger widths wide, we want to make the jar about the size of our hand, so nice and wide, okay? We're then going to just draw a little line down here and another little line down here on the side. And we're going to draw another ring like this, another flattened oval like this. And some of the lines might overlap, but that's okay. We want it to be an oval again that's flat, so it gives the idea of it's 3-dimensional. So the next step is we got to connect this to make a mason jar. And again, you want it about 5 fingers wide, about the size of your hand, nice and big. So I'm going to start here, and I like to do a little bent curve first out, and we can do the other side too. It's like a bent curve out, and then I'm going to bring it out to the side, and then a straight line down, and then we curve to the bottom like that. Now let's go the other side. And sometimes when you draw the other side, it doesn't look the same, but we try the best we can, because sometimes when you draw the right and left, it's not exactly the same. That's okay. So now we have our mason jar that you drew in pencil. The next little step we need is our horizon line, and then we're going to go ahead and use your white to draw this on top. So you're going to start here a little bit above the bottom, and we're just going to draw a straight line across like that. Okay. All right, so at this point in time, I want you to go ahead and grab your oil pastel, and we're going to go ahead and outline all your white lines, or all your pencil lines. So now they're white and they're standing out like mine. So go ahead with your oil pastel, the white one, and you're going to go over all those lines so they stand out just like mine. Now the next step is we want to kind of have a shadowing on the bottom. So we're going to take our oil pastel, and I'm going to go back and forth. So I color it in so it looks solid like that. And then I'm going to go lighter, 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 and barely color it in like that. Then I can use my finger and help push it down, or if you have like a tortillon, you can do that as well. And it's going to help blend it in. And then I might go back again to just fill in some of those gaps. Darker here and then lighter as we go down. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So darker here and then lighter as we go down. Then you can use your finger to help blend that in together. All right, now we've got to do it inside the jar, but you're not going to see it as strong because there's going to be a monster there. So we're only going to lightly do it in here. So just lightly bring it in here so we know that the horizon line is in here, but it's not going to be as dark as that one. Okay, so you can tell that the jar is separate. And if you need to go back in and go over your lines a little stronger to help get the jar back, you can do that. It helps make it stand out. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the lid up here. I'm going to add some more white lines here and use your finger to kind of blend it in a little bit. So this is like the lid of the jar, the top, and then go on the inside and just a very little bit. We're going to go on the inside, do just a little bit in there, okay? And then we'll go back one more time and do that oval again so it's nice, bright, and strong again. You do it one more time, that really helps it stand out. And then we'll do one more time down here with this ring, so it really helps it stand out as well. So I just did an oval up here and then one little ring down here after I blended in to make the white stand out. Now we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit down the side, do it nice and light, and we'll curve in here and this side as well. And then we're going to use our finger to kind of blend it some again, kind of turning it inward, rounding down here. It's only around the outside. We're doing these sweeping motions. Now, after you round it like that, I'm going to go back here again and kind of do it nice and dark again so it kind of pops for the glass. And if you like to, I sometimes take a color, whether it's yellow or blue, and I just do a little bit, just very little to kind of help to give it some glare lines. So it's like glass reflecting. Okay, so it's reflecting some color. Now we have to do our reflection down here. So we're going to make the jar reflect downward here. But when we do it, we got to do it very lightly. So I'm going to take the white and I'm kind of following like if it was a mirror image, like it was flipped over. And I'm just very lightly going on the paper like this. And very lightly going like this as well. And I'll take my finger and just do that blending technique so it looks like it's shadowed. And I can add some of those glare marks if I like as well to the bottom. Beautiful. Now we got this beautiful mason jar. Now we need to catch our monster. So I'm going to pull this down so you guys can take a look. And remember, we're starting with pencil. And we're going to go ahead and draw a monster. Let's start out with the body. So I'm going to do a circular body, I think, to start. You can kind of see my pencil lines there. I'll just do a little outline so you can see it. Now, after I do that body, the next step is I'm going to think about the eyes. Do I want the eyes on here? Do I want the mouth on here? I did a smaller body, so I want to put my eyeballs in the air. So I'm doing some eyeballs in the air. This is for mine. What are you doing for yours? I'm going to go ahead and draw some eyelashes and some circles for the eyes. What details do you have in your eyeball? The next step is I'm going to go to the nose. For me, I'm just going to do two little slits for my nose, but there's some examples down here, and you can try whatever works for you. And then after I draw my nose, I'm going to go to my mouth. My mouth, I'm going to kind of draw open with some teeth and a tongue. And before we go to the arms and the legs, is there any fun little things like designs, like bumps or lines or stripes that we could add to our monster? So I might add some little circles to my monster, maybe even on the eyes too as well. So I've got some little bumps on my monster up there. Now I'm going to go ahead to the body or the legs. So I'm just going to draw some squiggly legs for my guy. Or maybe not so squiggly, maybe they're pokey. And I want to draw little circles on it like this. That's kind of hard to see, but when I color it in, it'll be a little bit better. Okay, so now's the next step. So you did this all in pencil. Now you need to go back with your white and we're going to go in and really make those pop. And now a lot of times with this, if you don't want to see the white, later on when you use another color, you can go over it. And the cool part is it'll be like a tint. It'll give it a different shade or shadowing. So go over all your lines now with your white. So that monster is now really popping up. And we're really starting to see how this monster is going to look. But the next step, we need to color it in. All right, so at this point in time, you're going to think of what colors might you want to do for your little monster. So I think I'm going to make my monster a pink color. So I'm going to start coloring here pink. And notice I'm going to color over my nose a little bit because it's really small and it's hard. And sometimes it's hard to do all your lines, but that's okay if you color over them because we can always go back, remember, with our white and go on top of it again. So I'm coloring and I'm going over some of my lines, but I can still see that they're there. Okay, so I colored and like it seems like some of it disappeared, but I promise it's going to come back because I can see some of it. Now, remember I had these circles on there. So I'm going to add some different colors here with the circles. And if I want to make them pop even more, I can go back over them and go around it with my white. Or you can even go around it with your black if you want them to pop out a little more. All right, so now I'm going to go down to my legs and I want these circles to be white. And I'm just going in and coloring my details so I can't really see them. So this time I think I'm going to outline them with black so they really pop out. I can even do some color blending if I like with the black and get a different tone. Now you can really see those arms starting to pop out. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my teeth in my mouth. Color those in, and it looks like my teeth kind of blended together, so I might go ahead again with my black or with a different color and just kind of outline so it pops out again even more so I can see it. Okay, and maybe go back with white again too. And like I said, you can always go under your colors if you want to change it up some, whichever works for you guys. I'm going to make my nose stand out because I have pink. I'm going to add the black to it. And I think I'm going to go over my eyes with some white. And then go around it with the black again. Awesome. And at this point in time, if I want to add some colors, I can do some color blending to kind of make my pink stand out more. I'm putting some red. I can use my finger to kind of blend it in, and it helps give it more, even more three-dimension form. And the color blending also helps make the animal look more realistic and come to life. I might actually add some orange to the opposite side to really help make this monster unique. Now that I have the monster finished, one last little step is we need to lightly kind of mimic the reflection on the ground. So I used some pink and I have the legs. Remember, it's upside down and I'm just very lightly doing this. And then I've got that circular kind of body there. And again, we're not supposed to see it much. And you can really just blend it with your finger. I'm going to add just some hints of that yellow and then maybe put those little circle guys there. But again, we want it very, very light, almost like it's not even there, so it shows reflection. I hope you guys liked this project and had a good time. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.